If I was to ask the average 21-year-old how happy they were on a scale of 1 to 10, what do you think their answer would be? Because from my understanding, it would be very low. And I remember when I was 19 years old, just about turning 20 years old, during the COVID pandemic. And I was in a relationship with a girl who I didn't really want to be with. I had very little energy, I had very little motivation. I was very shy, I had no drive or direction in my life. I didn't really know what I wanted to do whatsoever.
One, go.
I started to feel something burning inside of me, something deep and meaningful. And that's when I discovered fitness and later on self-improvement. Unfortunately for the average guy, they don't discover self-improvement. If you speak to the average person, you go to work, you walk on your road and speak to the average person, if you speak to them about self-improvement, leveling up, fitness, how you can build a better life, they probably don't really know too much what you're talking about. And this is a shame, because I think as a member of Gen Z, there's a lot of issues that we're all kind of facing together, and a lot of the same ones that keep cropping up that are causing the majority of mental health issues. And I think a lot of things could be done to improve this. And a lot of the things that I'm going to speak about are 100% within our control, and that's what we always need to be focusing on. Anything that is in our control, we should do our best to enhance that, to make sure we are living the best life we possibly can. And the first place to start, and I know it gets a bit boring speaking about it over and over again, but it has to be reiterated because things are not getting any better, and that is social media. And I ask people, why do you have social media? If you don't have a personal brand, if you're not trying to make money from social media, why are you wasting your time on social media? And people will try and cope and say, well, I won't be able to speak to so-and-so if I didn't have Instagram and Snapchat and all of this stuff. But it is just cope. It's nothing more than that, because if it was anyone truly meaningful in your life, they've got your number, they've got your WhatsApp, they can drop you a message instantly. And just posting on social media, at the end of the day, it's for other people's validation. And I know that whenever I post on social media, I accept that it's for other people's validation. And what I'm doing is a bit different. I'm trying to grow an audience to sell products to at the end of the day, to build a career from a personal brand. And that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm being honest and open. I'm not going to try and sugarcoat it and say I'm doing something that I'm not. But 99% of people on social media are not trying to do that anyway. So why bother using social media when you know it drastically impacts your mental health in a negative way? You're constantly comparing yourself to other people who are living a lie. They're in Dubai, they're working from a laptop, and they're saying they're making X amount of money when in reality it's just not true at all. It just gives you a complete disillusion to the reality that most people are living in. Like, a lot of people probably don't even have it anywhere near as figured out as you watching this video, because you're watching this type of content. A lot of people don't have that introspectiveness to even go and look inside and see where the problems really are in their life. Your motivation is just always just on the floor when you're on social media. You're just looking at these other people's lives and you're like, well, I don't have it, so what's the point in even trying? And anytime I notice there's a massive correlation between the amount of time I spend on my screen, particularly on social media apps, and my overall mood and my overall happiness, I know I'm feeling worse because I've been on social media. I'm looking at other people's life, and I'm gaining more and more consciousness of this every single day, and been thinking that I'm just, what am I doing? This is not benefiting me in life. I said I wouldn't do this, and yet I'm still doing it. Like, we're all in this together, and no one's figured it out at all. And there's always going to be days where we struggle with it more than ever. But I would really question yourself, like, why are you using social media if you're not trying to benefit from it in a way in terms of monetary or whatever it is for you? If you're just using it just because everyone else is using it, then just delete it, because you will witness your life transform if you just got rid of social media. Even if you just got rid of it for a month and be like, okay, I'll get it straight back a month after that, chances are you probably won't want it ever back again. It's just a waste of your time, and it's not benefiting you in any way whatsoever. Number 2 is porn, and it's something I speak about quite heavily on this channel. And I think it's spoken about a lot on kind of self-help channels. We hear about a lot, no fap, semen retention, but in the kind of broader regions, just the general public, they don't really acknowledge porn as in like a major problem. If you look at kind of the mainstream media, it's not really spoken about a lot. And a lot of young men are addicted to porn. There's a lot of studies out there that are kind of concluding this now. It's hard to find the data on porn because it's quite a new thing. And there's a really good book called Your Brain on Porn. I'll put it up on screen now. It was a really good book that has really helped me kind of understand the problems that we are all facing. And it's really a major problem that a lot of young men are facing, and a lot of people can continually saying it could be as bad as smoking was, when we kind of didn't know the consequences of tobacco and just that type of addiction 30, 40 years ago, whereas we do know it now. And obviously some people still do it, but everyone knows the consequences of smoking. It's going to significantly reduce your life expectancy and your overall health. But porn for a lot of young guys is something that it just has to go. If you want to achieve anything in life, you just have to get rid of it. Addiction, it's just causing low testosterone, which is obviously having knock-on effects in fertility and decreasing your drive to actually go and find a real mate out there in the real world, and just overall decreasing your drive to go and do anything with your life. Like, I've found this when I used to do this a lot. I would be masturbating and regularly 2, 3, 4 times a week. My desire to go and speak to any girls would be gone. My desire to go and work hard at anything would be gone. It's just, you can't deny it. It's just not there. I know a lot of people, it might be a major factor for some people in their head more than others. For me, it probably has played a factor in my head, knowing that it's wrong, because I can't be ignorant to porn anymore. I know the dangers it has and what the negative effects it has had on my life, and will continue to do so if it's not something that I just cut out of my life. I really think it is absolutely massive for young men. Like, if you are not in a relationship, if you're not where you want to be in your life, you can't be going and watching porn. It's just going to take you further and further away. And you'll get to an age, like, time moves so fast, and you'll get to when you'll be 25, you'll be 30 before you know it. You still don't have a woman. You still haven't achieved what you wanted to do with your business. You haven't built up any finances. You haven't done anything that you said you wanted to do. All those dreams when you were younger that were kind of nice to dream about because you were young, but you didn't have to take action yet. You've got to an age where a lot of people around you have overtook you and they didn't even know about the self-improvement stuff. How's that going to make you feel? And one of those major reasons why you've been held back for so long is porn. And that is something that held me back for years. I know it's hard, like, we have to completely rewire our brains, and that's why I 100% recommend that you read this book, because it's crucial. And yeah, I couldn't recommend it enough. It's something that if you are dealing with any type of addiction, whether it's porn or not, definitely check it out. And if you do have any type of porn addiction, you're still watching it and you know you shouldn't and you don't want to, you have to read this book. Number 3 is, we are a very selfish generation. I've noticed over the last few years how selfish we have all become, and myself included. I believe I'm very selfish as a young guy. Everything I kind of do is for my best interest, and I don't believe this is 100% a real negative thing, but I think we're very cynical as a generation, and we tend to focus a lot more on our career and how we can better our life. That example, self-improvement, is a lot bigger now than it used to be, because a lot of people are focused on what they can do to better their life, how they can build a better body, how they can earn more money, how they can look better, how they can maximize every area in their life. And it can be a very dangerous rabbit hole. We all know about this. But times have very much changed. There is less focus, a lot more on family and getting married and all of this stuff that our probably parents and grandparents most definitely focused on. And that's probably not a good thing at all. I don't think it's making us very happy, and I don't think it's making us fulfilled whatsoever. I think when you're younger, it's very good to focus on things that are going to better your life. And I think if you can't help yourself, then you can't help other people. I think you've got to focus on improving yourself to a decent level, but you can't be going through your whole life. I think once you get to a certain age where you've kind of got to a stage, whether that be financially, or you've got to a stage in your career, or you've got to a stage in your body where you're like, I've got to a good level now, and now I can give back to others. Now I can kind of do something for the greater good of humanity instead of just being selfish my whole life. I think that would make you a lot more fulfilled. And I think this could be a major problem, especially in the next like 10, 20 years, because of the kind of the time lag that we are having currently, that a lot of people still have this mindset. And I think there's no reason why it will probably change. I think a lot of young people coming up, younger than me, 16, 17, are going to kind of continue this trend, which is a shame. And it's finding that balance, like I say. Like, I don't think it's 100% a bad thing. I think it's good that a lot of us want to improve ourselves, that you want to go to the gym, that you want to earn more money. As long as you're doing that and then giving back later in your life, then okay, I don't think that can be a bad thing. And this links quite closely on, but the fourth reason I have is no deep purpose. And what I mean by this, we don't need to go and fight in the World War like our grandparents, great-grandfather might have done. Times generally are a lot safer than ever. Yes, I know there's currently a lot of issues going on in Israel, Ukraine, Russia, all of these types of things that are going on. Yes, there's wars. There always will be wars, but we don't have to go and fight in our wars. In the UK, US, none of us are obliged to go and fight in a world war currently. Maybe it will change. We don't know. There's a lot of uncertainty as things are going on, but chances are we probably won't. And we are living in a lot safer times than ever before. And most men also don't have, which is a massive shame. They don't have a good woman in their life. They don't have children to go home to that they love and would do anything for and provide for that family. And that's something through our ancestors that's just been ever present. It's always been part of our life. And I think Gen Z is kind of that first generation. We're having kids later, and some people aren't having children, whether that be through a biological reason that they can't because of lower testosterone levels and etc., or a lot of people in general are just not bothered about having children. If you asked the average 18, 21-year-old if they want children compared to 50 years ago, I can guarantee you the stats will be completely skewed. It's probably 20, 30, 40% lower than it ever has been. And that's a real shame that men don't have a deep purpose like we all used to. And I know it's not easy to find this, and I didn't want to just make this video to just say, yeah, here's all the problems, because we all kind of know this anyway. There's got to be solutions. And the solutions that I can offer you is you have to drastically decrease your time spent on social media, your consumption. You've just got to get rid of it. Like I say, if you're not creating a personal brand or using it in an effective way, having social media to you is just obsolete. There's no point in having social media at all. Create a vision and an anti-vision. Where do you want your life to be? And what is the worst case scenario? What would be your nightmare? You have to really think about this and get more specific. Really think about the inner details of where you want to be in your life and how are you going to make that happen. Because if you don't have a plan, I've said this time and time again, you're never going to get anywhere. You're just going to follow what everyone else does, and then you're going to be miserable for the rest of your life because you haven't thought of a plan. And it really is that deep. And if you're just going to be waking up every morning and be like, whoa, what should I do today? Well, I don't really know, because I haven't got... If you have a plan, there's things you can do every single day to move the needle, to get closer to where you want to be in your life, and you have to have that. And everyone has that capability. Everyone kind of knows where they want to be somewhat. You just have to get really specific. The more specific you get, the easier the life will be. The better life will be. You feel good when you do the hard things in life, doing uncomfortable things till you become good at them. That is how you become good at anything. It is as simple as that. How do you think I got better? Maybe I'm not amazing at speaking on camera, articulating my words, being more confident. I've recorded over 150 videos on YouTube and uploaded them. That's how I did it. There's no course that I can sell you on that. The same for anything, the same for the gym, the same from learning about business, the same for speaking to women, the same for anything in your life. No one is naturally amazing at anything, and you just have to keep doing them till you become good at them. And I recently watched the Arnold Schwarzenegger documentary. I thought it was amazing, and his overall message, if you took one thing from that documentary, was work hard and be useful. And that's something that men should take pride upon their day, every single day. Work hard and be useful, and you will live a good life. I saw what he achieved within his life. He did 3 massive areas of his life: bodybuilding, president, movie actor. Most 99.999% of people will never be able to compete with that level, and I'm not saying you will or I won't, but just working hard, having that mindset that you can do more in your day, and wanting to do more, working hard will make you happy, will be more fulfilling than just sitting around being idle. I don't think that's the way we should be living our life, despite what social media, despite what the news, despite what society might try and tell you. Spend time with good quality people, having intellectually stimulating conversations. Like, I know when I'm having a conversation with someone who's actually quite intelligent, which can be quite hard to find nowadays, especially within younger people, that's when I'm really in a flow state. That's when I'm really enjoying. I love to learn new things. I always want to learn. I'm a lifelong student, and I think we all should have that mindset. And relationships cannot be underestimated, despite what kind of red pill guys might tell you, anyone like that. Having relationships has a massive correlation with your overall happiness and fulfillment in your life. And developing strong relationships, both intimately and friendships, is absolutely crucial to living a good, long-lasting life. There's stats that prove that you will live longer having strong, intimate relationships, having good, strong best friends you can talk to about anything. Whatever it is in your life, having that, spending time with those people is just massive. I cannot underestimate that. And I think if you just did these things that I've mentioned, I'll go through them again: decrease your social media use time, create a vision, create an anti-vision, do uncomfortable things every single day in your life, spend time with intelligent people and interesting people, asking them questions, having important conversations, and asking questions that you don't know, and questions that most people will be too scared to ask. Because let's be honest, we all love talking about ourselves. I love talking about myself. So when I started this channel, you love talking about yourself. If I asked you questions, you would love that. So just ask people questions. They all love to talk about themselves. Build up relationships, both intimately, and building good, strong friendships will be it will completely change the trajectory of your life. And that's the message that I want to leave you with. And I hope this video has helped you in kind of, if you are someone who is part of this generation, maybe you're 18 and you're really struggling, you don't know what to do, you've got some bad habits and you're struggling to know where to turn, hopefully some of these things can help you to build a better, happy, more fulfilling life. Because at the end of the day, that's what we all want. We want to be happy, we want to be fulfilled, we want to live a better life. And I hope this has helped you. If it has, drop a like, drop a comment below. If you want any more guidance on how we can get you to where you want to be in your life, my one-to-one personal coaching link will be in the description. If you could like and subscribe, would mean a lot. And I'll see you in the next one. Take care.